What up guys, my name is Kong and today I'm going to be talking about Schumacher. We're talking about Michael Schumacher, the Michael Schumacher, the 7-time F1 world champion. Not consecutively, but I think he won 2 with Bemington, whatever. Bemington is Bennton. I'm not sure how to exactly spell it, and I think he won, I think 3 with Bemington or 2 with Bemington or 5 with Ferrari. But it is essentially sort of I would say a documentary about Michael Schumacher when he was a young boy. We get to essentially know who he is. It's basically a documentary about this famous F1 racer. So let's talk about what I did like about this movie. I like the fact that this movie tried the movie really tried to humanize Michael Schumacher as a person, and that's a good thing. That we often idolize famous people or successful people, and then we don't think about their I guess you could say we don't have the sympathy or don't have quite the understanding of certain individual that will go through those sort of trial or tribulation that they go through, or the problem that they go through. This movie really showed that he, in the world of F1 is really a dog-eat-dog world. Is either you get first place, second, or third, and you fight for position, and you can there's a lineup between life and death, and not just your life and death or your own, but then potentially others, in the race. So it's like, is that there is a really, it's almost as a fine line. You're walking on a razor's edge of competing on high-level professional motor racing, especially in F1 when cars are going over 200 miles an hour in a corner, over 100 miles an hour in the corners and the bends and braking, all this sort of stuff. And this movie really shows about the level of expectation, and when you succeed something or you become successful at something, the expectation it gets higher and higher and higher for the individual. In this situation is Michael Schumacher. He won in Bemington, and then now he's trying to win for Ferrari and trying to bring Ferrari back to the glory days of the olds. So he had a lot of I would say responsibility, a lot of commitment, a lot of pressure is put on him to be successful, to be a F1 world champion for Ferrari. Before he retires from F1 racing. So I like that aspect that they try to humanize Michael Schumacher. We have to, and it did a good job because it make us understand that Michael Schumacher is still human. He's not Hercules. He's not a demigod. He's none of that. He's a human with with emotions and struggle, just like your everyday person. So I like about that here. What else? I like the fact that they have different driver that were Michael Schumacher's competitors, competitors, I would say, at the time when he was still in F1. I think he started in like 91 or 92 until maybe in 2006. So I would say a good maybe 15 years. Yeah, I would say about almost 20 years. Maybe that's 20 years, 15 to 20 years. Don't quote me on my math, the addition, but he was in F1 for a long time. So you get to see, him duking it out, fighting with other F1 driver out there, crashes and stuff like that. And so you get to sort of see from those other driver competing at that level with Michael Schumacher. What else did I like? I like the fact that there's, we get to see Michael as he's a very he has a I would say a variety, not variety, but he had a variety of emotion. What do I mean by that? Emotion is that he's human. You understand? He's angry. He's determined. He's very set on his what he wants to do, but yet all at the same time he's still he's still uh, understand that what he did was wrong. This one scene, this is an accident that he did not think he made an accident, but upon looking back, he realized that he made a mistake and he should receive the penalties. And it's hard for a lot of drivers to accept the penalties and the mistake, because we are as competitors or as athletic, we want to be right all the time, and we strive to be right, we strive to be the best because of the pressure, because of the fan, because of the sponsor, because of all the financial backing, all that sort of stuff is put upon of a single driver. So it really gives us a sense of what Michael went through when he was still in Formula One. So I like that aspect, is that he's still human. So, all right, I'm trying to think of what else I like. I like the documentary, the using the old footage from the early, I think the 60s and 70s and 80s. I would say early 70s and then 80s and 90s, like old pictures, old footage, and old interview, kind of all together to really tell a story. And I like that because it tells such in a linear fashion and progressive way. We get to follow his journey as a young child. So I like that aspect here. And we get to see an interview of his wife, his brothers, his kids. I would say I would say technical director for the team Formula team. It's very interesting to get different point of people to really talk about Michael Schumacher. So I'll talk about what I did not like about this movie is that we don't get to see Michael Schumacher talk at the end, and this is very hard to really kind of take and sort of accept that, because it's Michael Schumacher, 7-time world champion, and he's one of the great. He's among with Sterling Moss, Jim Clark, Juan Fangio, Ayrton Senna, Nelson Piquet, Nigel Mansell, John Lacey's, other great, F1 drivers, so I understand that's who Michael Schumacher is. He's a private person. He keep to himself. I understand, like, that's who he is, and I sort of have to sort of accept that we're not gonna see Michael Schumacher in the film for him to really talk to us, the audience. So it's kind of disappointing, but I also understand that he want to be, he want to live in private because of the accident that he had. So I understand that. I wish we got to see where Michael Schumacher is in his progression. I would like to see it. Maybe a word, maybe a soundbite or some, to really give us of the voice of a world champion. It's just a little bit. That's the only thing I did not like about this movie. We don't get to see Michael. We do, but in interviews and old videos, we don't get to see him in the present. And it's just, this movie is about him. Why not? Why not just not show him, but maybe give us an audio of his voice, or what he wants to convey. Just talk about, I mean, he does talk about at the beginning. I don't know if that's an old interview, but sort of the end to sort of put cherries on the top and just give us that, the thrills and the elation, beating F1, winning the championship. And I don't know if he won. I don't know if the Ferrari won the constructor champion, but I know that he won the driver's championship. So that's the only kind of downfall I just did not like. It's just I want to see the man, the champion. So, all right, guys, what was the rating I give this movie? I give it I want to say a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. It's good. I was looking forward to watching this movie when I saw the trailers. It does have it's a good documentary. It's not I would say it's not a top tier or impressive a documentary, and it's not trying to be, it's not trying to be that. It's trying to be faithful. It's trying to be humanize the man, try to sort of show the competitiveness nature of F1, of racing in F1, and the nature of driver talking to each other. And sometimes they don't, they really talk to each other. They yell at each other. You get to see this sort of thing. You see, trials and tribulation that's all drivers go through. Even when I go through when I drive my sim. But this is different. This is what he does is in real life, and I'm not even close to being at his level. So it is a good movie overall. The documentary is good. It's above average. I find that I'm glad that I watched it because I got a sense of understanding of who he is, how he operates, how he is around people, how he is around his team, his teammate, how he's sort of around other drivers. And such sort of things. So you get a sense of understanding who Michael Schumacher is without actually seeing Michael Schumacher in the documentary. So I give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I got a chance to really sort of understand who Michael Schumacher. I didn't really get into F1 until recently. So I'm really late into F1. But I know of him, so I decided to give it a shot. Anyway, guys, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channels. I have a lot of content for you guys to check out. Please do so. Thank you so much, and take care, guys. Bye-bye.